Hello there, people. So, this is kind of nuts. I'm not a mod author, but I have had a bunch of ideas for mods that I've never seen before. So here, if some great mod author sees this and wants to take it on themselves, go right ahead. Except number 8, that's my baby. Amorous Adventures Rewritten. What I mean to say is, Amorous Adventures Re-rewritten. I like the idea of small romantic subplots, even if they are a little cheesy, but even AA rewritten is cringy. I want to rewrite it to be how two people would actually talk to each other. Also, if I were to do it, I would revoice using 11 Labs or some modern text-to-speech. Along the same lines, Amorous Adventures for her, adding more love interest for female characters. I want to be able to romance some of the hunky beef boys like Brynjolf, Farkas and Vilkas, Ulfric, etc. You know, besides just actually doing it in my playthrough with console commands to marry anyone and, dialogue add-ons. Don't shame me. The Forsworn Atrocity. Possibly tying in with the Forsworn Conspiracy, I have ideas for an expansion/questline for the Forsworn. A questline of hard choices, gain favor with the Forsworn performing heinous acts, or trick them into thinking you're doing murder and such, either because you're an obvious plant, or you're just a good guy who's a fan of theirs and you want to pacify them. A villain that is Forsworn but is just as dangerous to the Forsworn and Skyrim as a whole. I want him to invade Markarth, and it not to be Modlist. You going native, either as a plan to eventually destroy the Forsworn, or you oust the incumbent and Modlist becomes the new Jarl of Markarth. A treaty is forged. Forsworn become non-hostile to you also. NPCs adopt orphans. This mod idea is for pure immersion. NPCs adopt orphans. Similar to the courier delivers to NPCs, a mod in which people can empty out the orphanage would be so cool. I see a few caveats and knots and options here. And I don't know if this would actually be possible, but I'm just brainstorming. This would only be available after Grell the Kind is dead or out of the picture, a la J Serpa's mod. I would want this to be a framework, or create patches for The Kids Are Alright and other mods that add new children, like RS children. The Kids Are Alright has a ton of kids. Maybe a questline for the vanilla kids, finding them homes, either or. But I mean, in the same way that you now can find animated characters and ships, just randomly finding a child has a new home in Skyrim without you having to do anything about it, that would be so cool. Like, you know that flower girl in Windhelm that tries to sell flowers and fight off the cold? What if one day you just stop seeing and you're like, what happened? And suddenly you find out that she's living in, let's say, Brunwolf Freewinter's house, and he has adopted her. Come on, we've got AI voices in Skyrim. I'm sure that the genius modders can come up with something for this. Ysolda the Innkeeper. This one's probably one of the easier ideas. Call these ideas tying up loose ends. Ysolda wants to be innkeeper of the Bannered Mare, and Holda wants to sell. I don't actually know what I would want to do with this. Have it be after you do Radiant quests with her. Or maybe she just finds a huge thing of value to get the Holda, and that can be her payment, and you have to go on a quest to go get it. There you go. Boom, package that. MOOT. You call the MOOT in Skyrula Temple and get them to make Ulfric king, or yourself king, or you marry Elisif. This is kind of a cheat because this is what I did with my Dastana storyline, which that's in the middle portion that I have not really well defined on the channel yet. Uthgerd joins the Companions. So Uthgerd the Unbroken wanted to join the Companions way back in the day. She ended up killing the dude she was supposed to fight because they put a boy against her. I want to make a redemption quest for Uthgerd in which she's made a member of the Companions. Easy. So this is my big idea, the Companions expansion. And I don't have a real name for it yet. The Dark Brotherhood has Brotherhood of Old. The College has Isle of Artaeum and various other things. Thieves Guild has Brynjolf and the Riften Guild, which I played, you should go check that out. Civil War has Second Great War and Blood of the Nord. And I guess Open Civil War, but that just makes it bloatier. Heck, even Destroy the Dark Brotherhood has a Penitus Oculatus questline, Unfaltered Virtue, to expand. A faction that doesn't even exist in vanilla. And the Vigilants also have an entire huge questline mod for that. Everybody has an extension of their questline. The companions do not. I want to create one. This is barely an idea at this point, but here's my idea. My initial wants are a questline separate from the mainline companions quest, not entirely werewolf focused, more focused on the non-circle members. You abolish the werewolf requirement, whether or not you stay a werewolf. This sequence will have you communicate with Uthgerd and Sovngarde, whether or not you traveled there for the main quest already. There will be different forks for each option. I mean, Soon can shout you back to Nirn. Come on, somebody can shout you to Sovngarde. One or two of the non-circle members becomes a circle member in the quest line, to replace the members who died. An option to pick a new Harbinger and a quest, chosen by the Circle, to take your protege on a dungeon crawl or some such other thing to test their skills. I'm thinking the dungeon will be the same regardless, but their commentary will be different. You obviously have the option of anybody in the Circle, or because you just added new members, you have the option of one or more secret Harbingers not made clear by the quest. I have one specific one in mind. If anybody has read my blog or, I don't know, you might know who I'm thinking of. Most likely, you'll be fighting the remnants of the Silver Hand through part of the quest, probably the earlier part of the quest line, though I want to think of a new villain/organization. Perhaps something dealing with Hircine taking revenge for Ysolda and Kodlak, and generally getting them out of the werewolf deal. Also, the ability to redeem Skjor if you really want to. I'm pretty sure he was an actual Hircine worshipper and he was committed to it, but the option would be nice. So why am I posting this? Because I want cool ideas for the Companions quest line. Not saying I'll use everything or anything based on my vision of improving the quest line, but I'm certain people have thought of a lot of things that I haven't. Obviously, I'm not a modder and I don't know what I'm doing, and if this gets made, it will take a very long time. And also, I just want to have an open forum to share my ideas with the world, because a lot of these mods I don't think would be very hard to make. And some of the more prolific modders like JSerpa, A&B God, etc. could probably just make them within a few days. I would say I'm more of an ideas man sometimes. Or maybe I'll get off my ass and figure out how to mod someday and, actually make some of this. Anyway, the usual. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you like this. I'm going to have the May mods, get these mods coming up soon. And I swear I am going to make that big projects video eventually. Soon. Hey, the outage is over, man. I have way more free time right now. Coming up on the Let's Play side, we gonna finish Vigilant and get into some, the Stolen Years section of Distana's story. Once again, thanks for watching, and happy modding.